Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. But what almost no one discusses is that compounding operates on far more than money. It operates on habits, on relationships, on knowledge, on skill, on reputation. The small decisions you make daily, the ones that feel inconsequential, the ones that seem too small to matter, are being compounded over years and decades into outcomes that will look either extraordinary or ordinary. And the difference between those two outcomes is not talent. It is not luck. It is the consistent daily decision to do the small thing that compounds in the right direction. Darren Hardy documented what he called the most underestimated force in human achievement. Not a single massive decision. Not one brilliant move. The relentless, undramatic, daily repetition of small choices that compound invisibly over time until the gap between the person who made those choices and the person who didn't is so large it looks unbridgeable from the outside. Today, we break down the 5 mental practices that allow high performers to consistently make the small choices that compound toward extraordinary outcomes, even when the easier and more comfortable choice is always available. James Clear documented a simple but staggering mathematical reality. Improving by 1% every day for 1 year produces an outcome 37 times better than where you started. Not 37% better. 37 times. The inverse is equally striking. Declining by 1% daily for a year produces an outcome that is approximately 3% of where you started. The math of compounding is not linear. It is exponential. And it applies to skills, habits, relationships, and knowledge in exact proportion to how consistently the daily 1% is pursued. The implementation. Identify your single highest leverage daily practice, the one that, if improved by 1% consistently, would compound most powerfully over 12 months. Is it reading? Prospecting? Focused thinking time? Physical training? Pick one. Make the daily improvement small enough that it is undeniable. Then do it every day. The power is not in the size of any single improvement. The power is in the absence of the days it doesn't happen. Charles Duhigg's research on the neuroscience of habits revealed something that changes how elite performers think about daily decisions. When a behavior becomes habit, the brain's decision-making centers largely disengage from it. The behavior becomes automatic, consuming almost no deliberate willpower. This means the goal of the compounding mind is not to make better decisions more consistently. It is to make the right decisions automatic, to build the architecture of good choices into the environment and routine so thoroughly that the deliberate decision is removed. The elite performer doesn't rely on daily motivation to exercise, read, or invest. Those behaviors run on autopilot, releasing cognitive bandwidth for the decisions that genuinely require deliberate thinking. The implementation. Pick the daily habit with the highest compound return for your specific goals. Then design the environment to make it automatic, a non-negotiable trigger, a fixed time, a pre-committed sequence, until the decision is no longer a decision at all. An automatic good habit compounds without emotional cost. That is the goal. The deepest level of compounding is not behavioral. It is identity level. James Clear identifies 2 types of goal pursuit: outcome-based, I want to lose 20 pounds, and identity-based, I am someone who takes care of their physical health. The outcome-based pursuer stops the behavior when the outcome is reached, or abandoned. The identity-based pursuer continues the behavior indefinitely because stopping it would conflict with who they understand themselves to be. This is the compounding mind at its most powerful, not a person who makes good decisions because they're disciplined, but a person for whom the good decision is simply consistent with their identity. No willpower required. No motivation necessary. The implementation. For every high-leverage daily practice you want to compound, ask, What does the person who naturally does this believe about themselves? Then begin accumulating behavioral evidence for that identity, one small daily action at a time. Identity is built from evidence. The evidence is built from daily decisions. The compound begins at the identity level. Here is the application of the compounding principle that almost no personal development framework fully addresses: relationships compound. The quality of your professional network, the depth of trust, the frequency of genuine value exchange, the mutual elevation that happens between people who invest consistently in each other, compounds over years and decades into one of the most powerful career and wealth-building mechanisms available to any individual. Naval Ravikant has said that all returns in life come from compound interest, and he explicitly includes relationships in that statement. The person who consistently adds value to 5 high-quality relationships for 10 years will access opportunities, intelligence, and leverage that no individual effort could produce independently. The implementation. Identify your 5 highest potential long-term professional relationships. Invest in each one this week, not transactionally, genuinely. Send something useful. Make an introduction. Have a real conversation. Then do it again next week. Relationship compounding is quiet, invisible, and then suddenly overwhelming in its impact. The most important thing to understand about compounding is not the gain from consistency, it is the cost of inconsistency. Compounding requires continuity. A single break does not merely pause the compounding, it resets a portion of the accumulated gains. Warren Buffett's most important wealth-building insight isn't about picking stocks. It's about never doing anything that would significantly interrupt the compounding process. He has said the primary rule of wealth building is to never lose money, not because losses are unrecoverable, but because the time value of the money lost to recovery represents compounding that never happens. The same principle applies to habits, skills, and relationships. The implementation. Build a commitment to streak protection. Not perfection, protection. If you miss a day, the rule is, never miss 2 in a row. 1 miss is an incident. 2 misses is the beginning of a new pattern. Protect the streak and the compounding stays intact. The streak is not about vanity. It is about protecting the compounding engine that produces the extraordinary outcome. 5 practices of the compounding mind. The 1% rule: small daily improvements produce exponential outcomes. The invisible hand of habits: make the right choices automatic rather than deliberate. The identity compound: build the identity first, behavior follows at scale. The compounding of relationships: invest in 5 key relationships with the same discipline you invest in your portfolio. The cost of inconsistency: never miss twice. The results of compound thinking are not dramatic on any single day. They are undeniable across a decade. Begin the process today. If this changed how you think, subscribe. I break down these frameworks every week, the habits, mental models, and performance systems of the world's highest achievers, made actionable. Drop a comment. Where are you going to start compounding first?